I'm really trying to get inside the head of this anonymous author as I read pages 7 through 10, and it's revealing a lot. The way they write about Southeast Asia operations, mentioning my first 2 tours, 6 years there, feels deeply personal. They're clearly someone who was on the ground during the Vietnam era, probably military or intelligence. They blame the CIA for manipulating Kennedy with selective information, leading him to give away Laos and support regimes like Diem and Kai. That resentment runs deep. It's like they're still angry about policy decisions that cost lives and wasted billions. Then they introduce Lawrence B. Havelock as this central figure, a retired Air Force veteran who survives a dramatic crash in Mindanao. The details, an unmarked DC-3, swimming ashore with a map and radio, sound like insider knowledge, but I'm wondering how much is embellished. Right from the hospital, Havelock is under constant surveillance, and the author presents this as deliberate targeting, not routine. They're building a picture of a man hunted for what he knows. Havelock leaves his Colorado cabin, lies to his wife, heads to Los Angeles, all while carrying secrets about a sunken locker with gold and documents. The author calls his attempt to contact a gold dealer absolutely stupid, showing they're judgmental, but also understanding of the mental strain. It's like the author sees Havelock as a flawed reflection, greedy, opportunistic, but unfairly pursued. The turning point is the 1968 airplane incident. Smoke from the restroom, burning papers. This part is verifiable. Real court records and news reports exist. But the author layers on conspiracy, 2 agents on the plane, a failed attempt to declare him insane, a psychiatrist refusing a bribe. No evidence supports those claims. So I'm thinking the author is using one real event as an anchor for bigger allegations. What stands out most is the author's self-reflection. They say intelligence work attracts highly emotional, unstable people, a little bit loony, and include themselves in that. That admission feels honest, like someone who's been in the system too long and seen the toll it takes. They compare their own risk, writing this report, to Havelock's chances, trusting only one recipient. There's admiration for how Havelock played it cool, never confessing, trying to outthink his pursuers. But the author remains grim, believing that knowledge alone made Havelock a target of elimination. Inconsistencies give clues, too. That note on page 9, "This doesn't make sense," shows the author struggling to fit pieces together. No proof exists for the gold locker, CIA framing, or assassination threats. So I'm concluding this author is likely a disillusioned Vietnam-era operative, perhaps low or mid-level intelligence or military. Someone who knew of or about Havelock, using his real plain fire story to vent decades of grievances. Not Havelock himself. The third-person perspective rules that out. More like a jaded insider turning personal paranoia and guilt into a whistleblower manifesto. They're driven by a need to expose what they see as corruption, even if it means embellishing to make the point. After dissecting these pages, I think the author is someone who felt chewed up by the system, just like they believe Havelock was. The biggest clue is that mix of intimate detail and unproven conspiracy. It screams, "I've been there, and it broke me." What do you make of it? This concludes our deep dive number 3. I hope you enjoyed. We now move on to episode 11, halfway through the 22-page report.